I like chickpea curry pie. Oh, hi there. You just caught me warming up for my music video. Hang on, no, this is a YouTube video. And this YouTube video is about my disturbing and shocking story of how 2 hours ago, around about, I went to Kohl's and I spent $60 there on things that I didn't need at all. I decided to make this video because I would like to inform both my friends and the world of the shocking purchases I made whilst strolling the aisles of Kohl's.
I am deeply disturbed and horrified because
Earlier today, I was in fact having a conversation with my dear friend and bosom buddy, Amelia George. And she was saying to me that I am actually rather laissez-faire about my spendings. So, I said,
I don't think that's true.
and Amelia said,
well, you spent $300 on a pair of shoes this year.
And I said, that's true, but I don't think that's indicative of my overall spending habits. They were Under Müllermeister shoes from the 2000s, and I could not stop thinking about them. So I did, in fact, purchase them. However, I have proved myself very, very wrong on this fateful evening, because I have spent $60 at Kohl's. I hope that my YouTube channel doesn't get struck by copyright because of the music that is playing on the TV as my parents watch Emily in Paris, a decidedly terrible TV show that they think is good for some reason.
So, what are you doing out here?
I don't know why. Anyway, let's cut to the chase. That's a foreshadowing for later on. We haven't got all day, and I haven't got all night, because I'm going hiking tomorrow. Speaking of which, the reason I went to Kohl's to buy gnocchi, because we are going to eat gnocchi for dinner tomorrow and the night after that. So I was wandering the aisles of Kohl's because I am not a native Kohl's shopper. My parents are devout Aldi shoppers. And so as a result, I never really go to Kohl's. I'm not there very frequently, except for when shopping for chips for sleepovers, which is probably the most exciting time of my life. So I have good memories of Kohl's, except I feel deeply suspicious of them because I think that their prices are really high for no reason. Oh wait, because they want to make money. That's right. Anyway, I was in the cutlery aisle when I posted an Instagram story because I wanted to see what would happen if I just posted a random Instagram story of some pans at Kohl's, because I'm like, I don't know, I wonder if people will respond to this. And I don't think they will, because I don't think anyone cares. But I found it to be a pleasing idea. It pleased me. So I was wandering the pots and pans aisle when I came across a can of beans and a can of tuna. And so I picked them up and decided to rehome them. I decided to take them back to their home. And I went there. I found the cans aisle, the aisle of cans. And whilst I was there, I found this can of Sirena tuna. It is garlic infused, and I am deeply excited to eat it. My dear friend Alice calls them Sirena. Maybe she doesn't anymore, but I remember her calling this brand of tuna Sirena tuna once, and I found that to be quite disturbing. But I remember she had a sense of superiority because her family purchases this brand of tuna and my family buys the Aldi brand, the Aldi home brand. And she says that Sirena tuna is the best tuna of all of the tuna brands. So I am very excited to give it a try, and I will not be filming this because I don't want to. So then the next thing that I bought or found and then later bought was this Bonne Maman raspberry conserve. I have eaten this brand of jam before and I find it to be deeply delicious. Very, very nice and yummy. And I'm excited to eat it once more. It was at this point that I decided that I would be I would be curating a collection of grocery items that reflected my inner sense of quirkiness and my joie de vivre and many other good qualities that I possess, because I wanted to prove to every other person in the world that I am the person with the best shopping. I say a lot of sentences that don't make sense, but I hope that the meaning gets across regardless. Next, I got this Denizen Hay Fever Allergy Relief, 10 tablets rapid 24-hour relief from sneezing, itchy and watery eyes and runny nose. I am deeply and gravely afflicted with hay fever. It's really quite tragic, and it makes my mouth hurt and my nose itchy. So I put this in my pocket and I shoplifted it. I put it in my pocket and I wonder if I'll remember to pay for this. And believe it or not, I did immediately forget that I'd put it in my pocket and did not pay for it. So the actual act of shoplifting was unintentional, but it was premeditated. And afterwards I was like, yeah, I shoplifted that Denizen. This is the brand of hay fever pills that my grandma likes. I found myself in the deli section of Kohl's, and I thought about how supermarkets really are so evil, because it's like, well, you used to have a butcher and a greengrocer and all of the different other shops, but Kohl's and Woolies and all of the supermarkets in the world have just monopolized every single part of what it means to go shopping. And we don't think about the source of our food anymore. We don't think about where it comes from. It's all just there in really aesthetically pleasing aisles. And see, this is my great tension with the supermarket, because I think that it's evil, but also it's so beautiful. I find it to be so aesthetically pleasing. It's such a confusing and exhilarating experience to wander the aisles and just cast my eyes over every different product. I was in the deli aisle and I was wondering, do people buy the potato salad? How old is that potato salad? Is it bought? Who eats it? Probably old people. I really wanted to ask the lady at the counter, but she was busy and I didn't want to bother her with my inane questions. But I did want to find out the location of this cheese. It is Mersey Valley Classic Club, cheddar, vintage, sharp and crumbly. I ate this cheese for the first time at the start of this year. It was at this time of the year where I watched The Touch of Evil by Orson Welles, and also The Glass Key, which apparently inspired a Coen Brothers movie, but I don't remember watching The Glass Key because it was really boring, and I feel as though the Coen Brothers probably did a better job.
So about Touch of Evil, this opening sequence is actually insane, because like it was all done in one take, and for the time, like that was fucking fucked up, because cameras were like massive and crazy, and orchestrating all these people was absolutely fucking batshit fucking bonkers. And like they got like cranes, and the camera, it's like so smooth you don't even fucking notice it. It's beautiful, brilliant, amazing. The rest of the film, it's good. I'm probably going to watch it again, but it didn't like leave an insanely massive impression on me. But that opening sequence, oof, I would go give it a watch, because it's like really awesome. And Robert Altman actually like did a little riff on it, because I'm pretty sure that scene is like 4 minutes long. And then there's this Robert Altman movie called The Player, where he's like talking about that shot, and it's the first shot of the movie, and it's 8 minutes, and it's all one take, and it's awesome. And the Coen Brothers movie I was talking about is called Miller's Crossing, and it's actually a pretty underseen Coen Brothers movie, and it's pretty insane, and it's awesome. It's really awesome, and it's got, what's his fucking name? Gabriel something. He plays Lord Byron in Gothic, that movie I'm always trying to get everyone to watch. What's it called? What's that actor's? Gabriel Byrne, that's his name. But he's awesome.
Lightning is the fundamental force of the universe! The ether! The spirit! science was a fascination I shared with May's father. At Eton, I'd study the work of Cornelius Agrippa.
That's supposed to be Percy Shelley, by the way.
Anyway, I have fond memories of this time, because this cheese was so good that my parents, even in their devout Aldi patronage, did in fact go to Coles to buy some more. And because they are devout Aldi patrons, we never patronize Coles, and so I have not had the chance to eat this cheese again, which is deeply tragic, and I am very excited to eat it once more. I also picked up this Pheasant Farm pate. I don't know why I did that, because I don't like pate and also I'm vegetarian. However, and it was also $7. However, I'm still moved by it. I'm curious. I'm gonna take it out of the pack and I'll show some strategic B-roll of this as well, because I'm curious. I was inspired by my two lovely teachers, one of whom teaches drama and one of whom teaches many things. And there is a tongue twister about pheasant plucking, and I forgot all the words, but pheasants have been on my mind because I've been hearing this tongue twister. So I'm excited to watch my parents try this pate. Well, my mum, because my dad's also vegetarian. I next picked up some butter menthols because when I was sick, my dear friend Amelia, who I mentioned previously, antes in this video, well, she gave me some butter menthols, and I haven't eaten butter menthols since I was like 7, and my grandma gave them to me. Because my grandma no longer goes to the shops and purchases things, so she doesn't buy butter menthols anymore. So I went like a good 10 years never having eaten any butter menthols, but it was broken. And now I will eat butter menthols once more. I was in the Coles and I was listening to the album by the Folk Bitch Trio. Shout out Nell, you're a real one, Nell. It was a good album, and I was glad that Nell had recommended it to me. It also created a rather hazy and dreamlike vibe as I wandered through the aisles, searching for something. Maybe it was my soul, but I don't think so. I think I was looking for cool items to purchase and waste money on. I was at this point at the checkout, and I was paying for my items. I was just about to click the big red pay button when my parents gave me a ring. I had at this point been in the Coles for 30 minutes, pretending to be an alien. So I picked up their call and I said, "Hello," and they said, "Can you please buy pet food and blueberry yogurt and blueberries?" And I said, "All right." And so then I went back into the Coles, back into the dense rainforest, jungle Coles, and I found some blueberry yogurt twist Gippsland yogurt. I have fond memories of this yogurt as well, because my auntie and my grandma love Costco. They went to Costco all the time, and my auntie still does. I remember probably also when I was 6 or 7, but maybe I'm just making that up. When I was younger, we bought this exact same brand at Costco when I was with them. And it was just, it was the exact same brand, just sourced from a Costco rather than a Coles, even though you can also buy that at Aldi, I think. And I just love those twisty yogurts. This yogurt is probably my favorite yogurt. I don't know if I want to say that. I really like yogurt, except only real yogurt, not yogurt from like yogurt shops. That's like weird yogurt and there's too many M&Ms in it. So I was very pleased to purchase some more of this blueberry yogurt. I also bought some pet meat for my pet to eat, because she needs to eat food, because otherwise she'll get, I don't know, bad things will happen to her. I neglected to buy the blueberries / strawberries / raspberries / fruit of my choice because I didn't want to spend any more money, because I had grown very, very anxious and self-conscious about the quantity of my purchase, because Coles is really expensive. But I could not resist the Beatles magazine. And I'll have a great time reading this in the car tomorrow, thinking about this band that I really like. And, you know, after I'm done reading it and absorbing all of the information, most of which I probably already know, I can cut out their faces and stick them to my walls. And that will bring me great joy. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. Like and subscribe. And please make a comment so that I will have a good day. Because I enjoy talking into the void and the void talking back to me. And because you are all my friends whom I love dearly, please like, subscribe, but most importantly, comment. You do not have to turn on the notification bell. But I would not begrudge you